Hello, friends and enemies. My name is Gerd. Welcome back to more Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War. When we last left off, I bamboozled myself into thinking I needed everyone over here. It turns out I needed some people over there. So that's what Lex is going to be doing. Hopefully that will work out. Lex and Bridget will hopefully have a good grasp of this situation. And I hope I don't manage to screw myself over even further by committing to having Lex over here. But I guess we'll see how that works out. If I end up failing, then oh well. Okay, so I checked what rescuing did off screen here. I imagine it couldn't possibly be like it is in the Game Boy Advance games, but I still wanted to check because I didn't want to commit to putting Ira here on this tree without knowing that she's not going to gimp herself by rescuing someone. But turns out rescuing someone is a great thing to do. Let me make sure my Brave Sword's equipped. Oh, you're here to save me? Thank you so much. You get 100, that's an entire level. That's awesome. I can't guarantee that I can save all these people, but I'll see what I can do. I'm going to kind of hope that they will attack Dara instead of the citizens, but oh well. I unfortunately can't reach them with anyone else, but if possible, then sure. Okay. Are you here to help me? I couldn't possibly thank you enough. Is it still a whole level on Sigurd too? Yeah, awesome. What? That was a good level. So, in case I do manage to actually save another one, I'm gonna kind of put Lewin and Lachesis here, so maybe they can each take one if possible. I'm just gonna kind of hope they attack Aira instead of anyone else. Okay, now for this situation. This looks kind of messy, but I think the way I'll do it is... Actually, I'm not sure. Well, this is a start. Equip that hand axe. Cool. So maybe they'll... Oh, these things have way too much HP. What does Pamela have? Just Adept. Which is kind of... Oh, cool. It's on a lance. Okay. I'm not scared at all. Lex will handle all of these. Lex is going to clean up. Hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't take a lot of damage. But, alright. So... I'll send someone over there as necessary, but it looks like I'm safe to progress more. I mean, everyone who's going to be doing anything is kind of already there. Oh, yeah, at the end of the map, I'm probably going to have to... So I'm thinking of ways that I can handle this guy. Obviously, I'm going to have to kill everyone else first. But I think what I want to do is... I'm going to get some sort of system where there's like, oh, this guy doesn't have that much magic. Okay, I'm a little bit less worried now that I look at this. But I'm planning on doing some kind of system where I'll just bring a whole bunch of healers in there and just kind of have a revolving door of people healing each other. And then also having either... It's probably going to be Bridget with the youth fella to kill him. But I do have to worry about Lamia's bunch of friends here before I do anything else. So I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I said I wanted to ban that phrase, but oh well, I'm still saying it. Okay, Noish, you can get down here because you'll be close to Ira, which is what I want. Sylvia. Definitely gonna have Ideen. I probably could have danced with Sylvia, but whatever. Okay, Cloud. Sure, why not? It really kind of annoys me that I'm just doing walk and then wait with everyone else, but Cloud like almost always has the option to use his staff because it's just like anyone hurt. Oh well. I'm curious as to... So Claude has Valkyria, so he can like, you know, revive a dead person. What happens to their stuff when they die? Do they keep their stuff and then if I revive them they'll have it all, or will they have to get it all back? I'm very curious to find that out. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, cool. They move soon enough. Did I block their way? I think I might have. Yeah. Alright, move along. Are they seriously not actually going for me? Come on. Come on. These oh wait, no, I know why. It's because they can't hurt me. Gosh dang it. Oh, please don't. Oh, good. Awesome. That is great. Live. Yes. Cool. Alright, perfect. That is very ideal. Oh. Are they just not attacking Ira because she has enough avoid to just not get hit at all? Sure. Why not? Okay. Sylvia is... Oh, cool. I can probably... Oh, I like where this is going. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 2 people with Lucasis. Can she? Yes, she can. Awesome. So Lucasis will do that one. Are you here to help me? Okay, they say generic portraits, same dialogue for all of them, it looks like. 1 strength, 1 speed. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Cool, Lewin can take that one. As for these guys, how well can... Alright, cool. Aaron just is completely unfazed by them. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I'll do. It doesn't matter at this point. These guys are too weak. And then as for... Oh boy. I'm getting like... Oh wait. Oh cool, I can attack and rescue. Awesome. Oh, you're here to save me? Thank you so much. Yep, there we go. Speed, okay. Only 1 more level for Aaron, and I think I can get that pretty easily. This is all starting to work out more and more the more I play this. But still very concerned about the situation up in Thove. You know, I should look into that before I do anything else here. Okay, so let's see, what do we got? They have 24 attack, and, yep, Lex is literally just too strong for them. I mean, I don't know, I guess he's not too strong for Pamela, but... Oh, Pamela was already hurt from the previous engagements. Cool. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll put the silver axe on. Well, yeah, I'm in Pamela's range, so it doesn't really matter where I go. I'll equip the silver axe, and then hopefully they'll try to kill each other, and Lex will succeed, and Pamela will fail. So I think Bridget on here should be fine, because they will always attack her from a range, no matter what they do, I think. So she should be safe to just kind of stand there, because she'll have extra avoid and hit and defense or whatever. And she should be safe. So it's really just a matter of, can Lex kill Pamela? And I think the answer to that is definitely yes. Okay, let's equip that miracle sword. And rescue. Alright, generic dialogue once more. That's a lot of experience. God. This is great. It's a shame I couldn't save one of them, but... Okay, so Ira's good to level up. Or to promote. And everyone else is getting there? Let me just see what Lewin's odds... Okay, yeah, these guys came and hit Lewin. Great. So I will... Let's see if I can get one of them fancy crits. Yeah! I did it. I mean, I knew he was going to get it. I knew he was going to kill him regardless, but, you know, might as well overkill. I was like, they say, if it's worth killing, it's worth overkilling. They don't say that. Okay. Noish. I don't know, just be vaguely in this area. This guy, he can attack whoever he wants. Ira, yeah, she's just safe here. So, I guess enemies take hit rate into consideration. There's no reason they wouldn't attack her. That's good. I mean, that's like good and bad. It kind of makes enemy phase like a pain in the butt when it doesn't have to be. But at the same time, I understand where they're coming from. It makes the enemy AI more, I don't know, believable, I guess. Sigurd, do you not instantly kill them? Looks like you do. With the iron... Whatever. Sigurd is worth feeding kills to, always, so... Yep. Maybe I can sneak another kill in with, I don't know, Lachesis or something. Let's give them room to move up so other people can start attacking them. Everyone else, I don't know, they can just kind of stand here. It doesn't really matter to me. Okay, I should move Ideen in. Ideen and Jamke. Oh, Claude. Can't forget Claude. I feel like I shouldn't be able to walk on these mountain tiles, but I guess I can. Oh well. I'm used to, like, certain things, I guess, and this game is constantly betraying my expectations, but in a good way. Okay, so that's Alec, that's Meteor, and let's see, who do we got? Okay, Bridget. She's still safe, I guess. Okay, let's watch how the enemy phase plays out here. So, I've given it some thought. I've been thinking of what would be the most, like, brilliantly stupid, like, crack idea for a new Fire Emblem game. Okay? So, I didn't think of, like, what the premise would be. But I had a strange thought. What if... Hold on. Heh, be gone, weakling. What if Yoko Taro was the director of a Fire Emblem game? That would be... I think he can do it, because Yoko Taro is a nut. But I mean that in the best way possible. So, for those of you who don't know, he's the mastermind behind the Drakengard series, which is probably my favorite game series, despite the fact that there's only like one really good game and one kind of good game, one really bad game, and just a game that is a good experience but a bad game. I find that very hard to explain, but that's what it is. It's a very interesting franchise. I've never been disappointed by it, except for the second game, which we don't talk about, because basically the second game we say it doesn't exist. So Drakengard has been known for having very bizarre... Oh, come on. It has some very bizarre storylines, and they're dark and chaotic. The gameplay of that series is kind of like Dynasty Warriors, except with the extra twist of you sometimes have gameplay where you're on a dragon, so it kind of flies around like basically like it's some kind of aircraft. The implementation of that has been iffy at best, but the people who like physically made the game, the devs Cavia, they're very bad at making games. So all the Drakengard games except for Drakengard 3 and Nier Automata control terribly, to put it bluntly, but they kind of worked out in a way where I guess the way I describe Dynasty Warriors is It's like, you know, it's the, like, 1 versus like 1,000 type of gameplay, where it's just a lot of killing type hack and slash. But the way that game plays out, it kind of has that air of, woo, killing! But with Drakengard, it's pretty different. It kind of plays out, it has a lot more weight to every kill you're doing, so you are, like, actually processing the fact that you are killing tons of people. It doesn't really portray violence in, like, a positive way, which I think that's what Yoko Taro was going for thematically with that game. Anyway, the reason I think a Yoko Taro Fire Emblem will be super interesting is because he does have some, the first Drakengard game was all like medieval fantasy stuff, and then that sanity starts breaking down towards the end. I feel like if he just kind of calmed down a bit, I guess, he can come up with a very interesting plot and some probably equally interesting gameplay ideas, like stuff the likes of which we haven't seen since Kaga, maybe. I don't know, but I'd be very curious to see what he can come up with, basically. But yeah, I am a very big fan of that franchise. Like, let's see, how can I put that into perspective? I got into that franchise when I played Nier Automata, and to put it as bluntly as possible, it is my favorite game ever, and it is a masterpiece in every possible way. I will accept the only argument I will accept against it is that your mileage of the second route will vary depending on how much you like shmups. But even then, I thought it was very fun. And I'm not gonna like turn this video into a review on Nier Automata as much as I'd like to. But basically, like, I don't even have to think about the way I process having favorite games is like I don't even have to think about liking them, because the idea of them being my favorite is just like so firmly rooted into my head that I feel like it's completely unnecessary to try to explain it to myself. I guess. Sort of like with my favorite album. It's called The Ending Quest by Gorment. It's this gloomy death metal album. I find myself wanting to listen to it less often than like some of my second favorites, because I feel like I just only want to listen to it when it's like I want something perfect, and then something perfect happens. I don't know. Oh god, this is getting stupid. This is like chapter 21 of Binding Blade. Come on. And Pamela just flies away? What is going on up there? Okay, well, I guess I don't have to be worried about Bridget at all. But Lex is going to take a million turns to kill all these dudes. Well, I guess I don't have to waste his good weapons. Anyway, yeah, so I've gone out of my way to collect every game in that franchise and play all of them, of course. The only one I haven't finished is Drakengard 3, but that's only because it's on the PS3. I don't have a PS3. The arrangements for me playing the game originally were I was like playing on my friend's PS3, and then we were just kind of going trading off a little bit, but mostly so I could play it. And then yeah, let's promote Aira. But I had to move away for my job before we were able to finish it, and I couldn't it's like we live 3 hours apart now, so we kind of just can't do that, unfortunately. So the final boss of that game is too hard. So, let me explain a little bit of context. So, Drakengard 1 had this joke ending where all of a sudden everyone gets transported to Tokyo and then some insanity ensues and you fight this like very creepy like end of Evangelion looking thing. And the gameplay of it is completely different than literally everything else you've experienced in the entire game. It's literally a rhythm game. So that probably gives you some idea of how weird it is. But it's not terribly difficult. Like, that boss is kind of infamous for being like a big slap in the face. But it's surprisingly doable, to put it simply, I guess. Though, it plays a bit more like, you know, like Simon, that, here's a pattern, and then you have to repeat it back. It plays more like that. And there's just a couple... Where is she going? And then there's a couple patterns that where they're like 40 long and are like legitimately pretty difficult. Okay, I'm gonna save now because I think I'm in a pretty good spot finally. I'll save over 36. Yeah, 36. And that boss, I was able to beat that because it's once you know what you're doing. Now, I hate that you I hate that you go gray just to enter the castle. Whatever. Once you know what you're doing on that boss, it's actually not too bad. But it'll throw you off guard. Drakengard 3's final boss is a whole different beast. So, let's see, how would I describe it? It is also a rhythm game. It's basically, I guess you can think it's an homage to the first game's final boss, but they make it even stupider, in a good way, I guess, because the fight is, okay, one down per second. The fight, you go through the entire song, and the song is, it's like 7.5 minutes long, and the catch that will drive everyone insane is that you can't fail once during the entire thing. If you fail at all, that if you miss any note, you die and have to start the entire thing over from the beginning again. Now that fight has multiple phases to it, and every phase, the game messes with you in a different way. So, for example, starting on one phase, it will start to, oh jeez, I can't fully, some of these I can kill, some of these I can't. So these are like, oh, I guess these are ones that were damaged earlier. Okay. So one phase, it'll start zooming out a lot, so the notes are like harder to see coming. Now the notes, there's only just react to the wave that comes at you. It's not like you have to like hit different buttons. There's only one button to control this entire thing, which makes it a lot easier, because the original ones was you had to press like X and square. And so one phase, it'll zoom out a lot to make the notes harder to see, but then it starts doing something where like it starts messing with the rhythm. Then where it really starts messing people up is the camera zooms in on the boss. So you literally can't see the note. You have to learn the song. This is like one of the most evil and ingenious things imaginable that I've come across in any game. Because not only like the song is very good, it's up there on my list of like favorite game songs ever. Might even be top 5. Or at least, the way I usually look at this is, number 1 is this like tie for like 1 million songs in the soundtrack to Umi Neko no Naku Koroni, which is my favorite piece of fiction ever. I'll describe that in another video. But yeah, Drakengard 3's final boss theme is amazing. And it's like, it's a combination of like boss themes that you are hearing throughout the entire game. So what ends up happening is you're basically re-experiencing the entire game through this. And I won't like spoil anything for people who are like curious about that boss, lore-wise or story-wise, but the events that are taking place at that moment are like absolutely heartbreaking once you know everything that's going on. It's an absolutely breathtaking final boss that the only way you can even entertain the thought that it's being ruined is if you can't beat it, I guess. Which, to be fair, it is very difficult, and I could not beat it. But, you know, I guess that's what the internet's for. You can look up, you can watch the ending, I guess. The ending is very good to that game. But yeah, it's very cool. I love it. That game's soundtrack is kind of a masterpiece as it is already. The soundtrack to that entire franchise is really good. For example, Drakengard 1 soundtrack in particular, it's not my favorite one. My favorite one is Nier Automata, with Drakengard 3 closely followed. The thing about Drakengard 1 soundtrack is the entire thing is made up of like samples of classical music looped in a very weird and unsettling way. To put it the way my one friend described it, it's classical music put through a meat grinder. And honestly, I can't think of any better way to put it. It's absolutely, it's like pure dementia in musical form. I don't know what they were thinking when they came up with it, but it is absolutely brilliant because Drakengard 1, despite the game being not that great, as I said, it's a bad game, but a good experience. The entire thing is like a murderous fever dream. And it's all about putting you in this headspace and having that soundtrack playing while you're mercilessly slaughtering a whole bunch of dudes and expected to not feel great about it is basically perfect. So if you recall, at some point during this tangent, which is basically becoming the subject of this video, I said something along the lines of, we don't talk about Drakengard 2. So Drakengard 2 was not written by Yoko Taro. It was written by someone else, and it kind of plays out in a way that makes it seem like whoever wrote it completely missed the point of what made the original game's story interesting. They made it a lot less dark, that's for sure, but at the cost of... What are they doing? But at the cost of basically everything. So... yeah, the main character of Drakengard 2 is this, like, very whiny guy who... he doesn't really have any interesting personality traits either, aside from he feels bad about things, I guess. And it plays out like a fairly generic JRPG plot, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because that, like, it misses what made the original game cool. Alright, let's promote Aira here. Masterfully done. You're now able to change class to Swordmaster. Would you like to do so now? You bet I would. Yeah, so I played through the first ending of Drakengard 2. And there are two other endings, I think, but the amount of work you have to do to get them basically means you play through the entire game again on like a harder difficulty. And they managed to take everything that was weirdly fun about the first game and basically get rid of all of it. So I didn't want to really experience that game again, so I was not going to see the other endings. And it turns out that the other endings are basically total BS in terms of being a good reward for your efforts. And also that game didn't really have the super interesting soundtrack that the first game did. So, I don't know what they were thinking. Other than, hey, how can we ruin this? Yeah. And then... So, this is where some people get confused, I guess. So, Nier is part of Drakengard. Nier takes place after the joke ending of Drakengard 1. And... it's, a very different game. Nier plays out like some kind of, just like action RPG, but it feels like it was designed in such a way where all they really did was say, these are things that are in video games, and they just did them a lot. Like, there's a lot of running around for quests that aren't really very interesting. Like, the story is good. There's plenty of interesting stuff in that game, but a lot of some things just like fall flat because the execution of everything around it is kind of meh at best. And it controls terribly. Like, it's passable, I guess. I'll say very hesitantly, but well, let's just say there's the way that the physics work in that is if you air dodge into a wall, it just kind of throws you backwards, and it's very weird. So that game, it also has multiple endings. The entire series is kind of known for having multiple endings that require you to play multiple times. Except, I think that was most elegantly done in Drakengard. Well, I don't know. It was done terribly in 2. It was done terribly in Drakengard 2 and Nier, and done very well in Nier Automata, Drakengard 1, Drakengard 3. The way it was done in Drakengard 3 and 1 and 3 is you had like this chapter select screen, and then as you progress through the game, missions will unlock in it. Drakengard 1 had some like weird requirements to get some missions, but it will like tell you exactly what you have to do to get that mission. Oh, weird. Okay, so Pamela just goes into the castle. That's odd. And why will they not attack me? This is very weird. Okay. Yeah. They'll tell you exactly what you have to do to get that next mission, which is good that they do so, because sometimes you might not think to do that. Now, where Drakengard 1 kind of falls flat in that department is that the requirement to get the last ending is you have to collect every weapon, which is a thing every game in the series would like you to do, except for, I guess, except for Nier Automata and Drakengard 2. But in Nier Automata, you'd have to do that to get the secret boss. So that's okay with me. I like the idea of a game expecting you to, like, thoroughly play it. But most of the weapons in Drakengard 1 are kind of found in a literally how would anyone think to do this type of way. I can't even think of like the best example of a really stupid instance of that. But trust me, some of the conditions are really dumb. I was gonna say, so yeah, Drakengard 3, it's a lot more straightforward. You just kind of just keep playing the game, and then eventually it will tell you at the end that you have to collect all the weapons to see the final ending. And that, it's usually, you probably got them all by playing through the levels anyway, and everything that's left is, you can just do it. There's some quests where it's pretty good to use for money grinding, and you can just do that quest, and then everything will be fine. Just do it a couple times, you'll have the money you need, and then great, you can move on. But the way Drakengard 2 does it is just play the whole game again, and you'll get your secret ending eventually. And it also kind of, what did she do? It kind of just forces you to progress, essentially. Or I completely lost my train of. they're moving in very weird ways. Wait, did she get a friend? What are they doing? This is... What? I don't know what's happening. Oh, she's just spawning friends. Okay. Is this gonna keep happening until I kill Pamela, or... Huh. Alright, yeah, sure, attack Bridget, see if I care. She's just gonna recover anyway. Yeah, so, Drake, I like the chapter select in Drakengard 1 and 3. Nier Automata, you play, the way that one works is you play through it from the perspective of one character, then you play through from the perspective of the other character, and there's lots of, like, new stuff that gets added to it when you do that. And then you finish it off by doing the final route, which is jumping back and forth between two characters and, like, actually follows up on the first routes. And that's where everything goes absolutely bonkers. Okay. This formation's getting kind of annoying. Please tell me that one shot. Okay, awesome. What's left to say? What Nier does, the original Nier, is there is 4 endings. But you basically have to play the game essentially 3 times to get all of them. So like the first ending you get by playing normally. The second one, the game will restart from the main point where the actual story events start happening. Because there's some introductory stuff that you have to play, but you only have to play it once. But the second time you play through it, it doesn't like balance the enemies so that like you're actually fighting harder stuff. So playing it again is like not a different experience at all from playing it for the first time. So it's kind of strange the way that works out. God, why you... Okay, I'm really confused as to why these guys just don't attack. Did I break them? Did they... I don't know. And then... So you have to basically play through it 3 times but nothing is different other than like the second time onward they start adding more story scenes to all the boss fights to basically to make you feel bad about killing them, and narratively that's very effective. I actually like that quite a bit, but yeah, it becomes less fun when you play it more, and then collecting the weapons ends up doing a lot of the stupid side quests just to get the money to buy them. So, unideal, I guess. What are they doing? I don't understand what this enemy formation is. And then at the end of the third route of Nier, which is, like I said, identical to everything else basically, there's a choice at the end of it, and that's only made available if you collected all the weapons. So your goal should basically just be to collect everything. He's gonna miss. Please miss. Gosh dang it. Okay, that's fine. Only one of them hit. And then, but trust me, both endings are definitely worth seeing. Because okay, good. The last ending of Nier is very interesting. And if you don't know what it is, I don't want to spoil it because it's very cool. Oh god. Oof. Please don't die, Lewin. I kind of expected things to miss. Oof. Okay, you know, this could be bad. This could be bad. Okay, he needs to dodge one more thing. If only he didn't get hit by the first guy. God. Oh, cool. Awesome. Alright, so that's pretty dangerous. Lucasis getting healed, or Bridget. I don't know why I called her Lucasis. Alright, I've rambled on a lot. The thing I was going to say, I collected the entirety of the Drakengard franchise, including the physical soundtracks of them, every arrangement soundtrack that they have for them. The only ones that had extra arrangement ones were Nier and Nier Automata. And I even collected the weird Japan-only version of Nier, where originally when Nier came out in Japan, they released Nier Gestalt and Nier Replicant, and the only difference between the two of them is that in Replicant, the main character was a teenage boy saving his sister, whereas in Gestalt, it's a middle-aged man saving his daughter, which that's the one the West got. And I just got Replicant just for the sake of collecting it. Because I like this franchise so much. For everything it does wrong, it does something very interesting. I could rant on for a while, and I basically just made this video 15 minutes longer so I can keep talking about Drakengard. But maybe I'll bring it up again in the future, because I have a lot to say. Alright everyone, my name is Garrett. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye.